Oh, fresh out of the box, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the grind, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here and back in here, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's Hood Money, it's Benny Boone, we here, it's the last one of season 2, you know what I'm saying? We getting it in heavy. It was an interesting year, you know what I'm saying? It's an interesting year, you know, last year we did the stats, you know, out of the regular season, but you know, we became the longest podcast, so we try to squeeze everything in and you know, 20-25 minute time frame. Sometimes we go a little over, but not like last year. So this year we're gonna do it because we got limited games. We still got a good parlay board for you. We got like at least 2 solid parlays for you going into the Super Bowl weekend. We're gonna get you ready for that, you know, tomorrow. But you know, as for last week, everything ain't go the way I thought it was gonna go. I mean, most of everything went the way I thought it was gonna go. I said, you know, it's gonna be most likely an NFC West matchup and an AFC East matchup, and 3 of those 4 things happened. As y'all know, as y'all may not know, once again, like last year with that Houston Jets matchup, that I had a big question mark. Once again, we had another game like that this year. It seemed like one a year. It's just a big question mark. I mean, everybody's seen it. It's been all over social media. The Bills, you know, the Bills supposed to, you know, they were supposed to do their thing. I don't know what happened. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it on a recap, but yeah, you know, you gotta play with the rules. You know, I'm betting, I'm sending these bets, you know, according to the rules of the game, and it ain't looking like they was gonna let that happen. They ain't gonna let that happen in Denver. They was gonna give Denver the win, but you know, as you can see from the recap board, didn't get no W's last week. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, big question mark on the parlay board for the Bills. I ain't gonna count that against our parlays for the season, but as we get into the stats, you're gonna see we definitely did. We still did our thing, even though the season was kind of shady. We still executed out there at a high level. All right, so you see the Bills and the Lions messed up that parlay. Indiana, even though they won, they didn't cover the spread. And of course, the Texans could have got us in there with a parlay, and they didn't cover it. Well, not the Texans, the Bears. The Texans, you know, they was on 2. The Bears could have got us in there, but they, you know, couldn't take care of business on that spread. You know what I'm saying? Ended up taking that L, and then of course, you know, the Niners once again. So over under props was pretty decent. One of my guys got hurt out there, but you know that happens sometimes. You know, we had an offer right there. You know, that's never great, but you know, we did pretty decent in the over under. Gotta step that up for next year. For the prop bets for the over unders. It was pretty decent for last season. For the year, you see, I got close to my man from the streets in terms of wins. We got 6 ties out there. My man from the streets did win 8-6. There's no more left, so that's the final tally right there. But for the last one, you know, I fired one more shot. You know, my second half was a lot better than my first half. As you can see, I got 3 out of 5. Of course, if I had to switch that over under, I would have got them all for y'all. But you know, my man from the streets did all unders. He was heavy. He was heavy on the unders. Didn't happen last week. There was a lot of overs last week. What can you do? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna tighten that up. But still some great stats from my man from the streets. As we're gonna get into, because you know it was an interesting week. Interesting season. We had some firsts that weren't great. You know what I'm saying? Then I think we're gonna go with this format going forward because this format was pretty good for us. This format worked out. I like the way we got more bets, which means should have led to more wins. But of course, the way the season was. But of course, you know, we adjusted throughout the season. We're gonna adjust next year. We're gonna bring it back and better. And we definitely looking to get that 40. That 40 on my mind. You know that 40 on my mind. I'm gonna get that 40. All right. So let's start off with Let's start off with the percentages. Like I said, we was gonna get over 58%. We was gonna get over 58% out there, and we definitely got over 58%. My man from the streets, you know what I'm saying? My man from the streets went on ahead. It was 82. He had 82 prop bets. He had 48% right there. That was good for 58%, 58.5% right there. So that was a shade. It was a shade over. He had 48 out of 82. It was a shade over 57, but it's still over 57. As for me, you know what I'm saying? I had 256 parlays. Last year it was a lot better, but you know what can you do? I had 155 out of 256 winners, and that was good enough for 60.5%. It's about 60.75%, which wasn't that bad. But as you know, last year my parlays was 75%. I was getting you 3 out of every 4, at least calling winners. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't like it. I ain't like the way the teams was going. Big reason for that was the prime time. Prime time let us down. Wasn't really much of the turnover. We was adjusting week to week, but the prime time matches killed us all year. All year it looked like the other team was gonna win that prime, and it went the other way. So that was a big reason for that. But our 2-year percentage is still at 67%, which is decent. We want that thing we wanted to be over 75%. So we're gonna have to work on that going forward. We did get past the minimum of the 10 wins. So we got that. We got that all on parlays. Actually, we got that all on parlays. My man from the street, he got us. He got us 3 over under wins. I got a 1 over under wins for a total of 4 on that. And we also had 3 over under wins. 3 prop bet wins. So we want to kick those up. We'll kick those up to at least 5 to 10 next year, so we can get, like I said, and I need to double that parlay, of course, with the adjustments. And like I said, we're gonna get into it because it was another year close ones by 1. You know what I'm saying? Close was by 1. You know what I'm saying? We had 31. We had 31 parlays where we lost by 1. So like I said, 40 is definitely within reach. You know what I'm saying? It was just a matter of that crucial last game or the crucial first game or somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying? By 2, it was 18 parlays missed by 2, 15 parlays missed by 3, and by more than 3, it was a total of 4 parlays. It was 2 that missed by 4. It was with those 5 teams. Those 5 teams didn't treat us right this year, not like they did last year. And we had our first 2 offers in the parlay. Last year we had no offers. That's where every parlay had an X, and that definitely wasn't great. And but it's an average of 1 a year, and for a whole season, that's not bad. So and over unders, we had 12. We had 12 over unders missed by 1, and then we had 11 missed by 2. We had 13 missed by 3, and by 4 more we had 4 again with 2 missing by 4, and we also went with 2 zeros right there on that over under. And it was a prop better. It was a prop better 2 to 1 to zeros. It has all, but for the most part, it was about the shiny W's. About the shiny W's. The best weeks was week 7 through 11. Week 7 through 11, we cleaned up out there. You know what I'm saying? Got a total of 5 wins out there. Probably the best week in terms of the picks was probably week 7. Where we cleaned most of the board off, and in terms of the wins was probably 11, where we got that 3-game winning streak. We also had our first 3-game losing streak during the early part of the season. We had to recover from that. That cost us. That was the first one. That was the first one. That was the first one we seen. We didn't like it. We stopped it at 3, and we ain't want to see no more. We won't see no more because we won last week. So we locked in on that. We never want to see more. We never want to see no losing streak. Losing streak is 3 or more games. We never want to see that. But still, 1 for the 2 seasons. That's it's pretty incredible. Still, we had the weeks. We had 1 push. Once again, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last week it was week 4. This year was week 5. Last year week 4. This year week 5. Jacksonville. Like I said, that's why we always used to take the money line, because the spreads be funny on those games. The team that probably won us the most money was the Patriots. Patriots was on most of our winning parlays this year. Patriots covering left and right, and we're getting to that. The worst stretch was weeks 4 through 6. 4 through 6 was horrible. Week 5 was exceptionally horrible, where we only had 4 winners on the board. That was a exceptionally bad week, but we shook it off. You know what I'm saying? We definitely did our thing. My man from the streets, he came in. He got us a win on the opening week, and then got us 2 consecutive wins in week 11 and in week 12. So that was pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? And we like I said, parlay percentage was decent. Our over-under percentage was 48.5%. That's never good. That's why I say take my man from the streets. He was hovering around 60. He was hovering around 60. Last year he was hovering around 70. And next year we're gonna get back to 70s and above, like Miami in December. We're gonna be 70s and above. So it wasn't bad. Prop bets was 52.5%. We like how that turned out. We were probably gonna do that going forward. Yeah, definitely. And so as we go into the recap of the season, we went to the recap. So now we going into the game, the last game of the season. Who we got going here? As you see, pretty much like last year. Take it all in. Big ball came from the other way this time, but it's pretty much full. As you can see, not many games, but a lot up there. So my prediction for week one, starting week one, I think I'm gonna put that on the week one podcast too, so we can have that down and established. But Buffalo, obviously, Buffalo got my favorite quarterback, and Cincinnati has one of my favorite quarterbacks. So I had Buffalo and Cincinnati battling it out to play the Chiefs again, with with Buffalo pulling it off in the end. Buffalo taking care of the Chiefs. And then over on the other side, I had the Rams and the Eagles. Rams was looking good. We didn't know what Stafford was going to give us, but the back held up. Hopefully the back will hold up one more game. Thought the Eagles would come back, but they lost a lot of players from that championship team. Made them a different team, much like the Commanders when they got rid of their players. And so I had the Rams and the Niners. Niners I thought had a pretty decent, it's a pretty easy schedule, and with the teams they played would toughen them up because the West is always tight. So I had the Rams and the Niners battling it out to play the Eagles, with the Niners winning. Niners, so it would have been Buffalo and Niners, with Buffalo winning the Super Bowl this year. But like I said, that game was a strange game because Buffalo, you know what I'm saying, Buffalo struggled early. You know, they had several chances to win. They caught 5 late and had the lead late and then couldn't stop Denver on one drive, and then on the other drive, it was a series of bad events. It was, if you want to say that last play, I mean, obviously the last play, it was a wrong call, it was a bad call. It's basically cheating. It was a bad call. I mean, anybody can see it. People that don't even know the game can see that the guy was down, and you actually get taught that. You get taught that if you have possession of the ball and you're in a tie with the defender, then you go down immediately, and the play will be over. So the play should have been over. The Bills should have been in field goal range. The game should have been over. But before that, the Bills had a chance to win down 3 in the fourth quarter. Josh Allen missed Dalton Kincaid over the middle. It was 2 defenders within 5 yards, but he had momentum. If he would have hit him, Kincaid's a big guy, most likely would have scored. And then they had timeouts also, so that would have been a touchdown opportunity. And then in overtime, Mecole Hardman dropped a pass where there was a defender within 10 yards of him. Had the pass, had the ball, caught the ball, and then just didn't catch it through the ground. So, and then after that, the refs took over. As you can see, the first pass interference call definitely wasn't pass interference. The second one probably was, but at that point, Bo Nix already had the broken ankle. The gambling gods made everything right, made sure Denver would not be at full strength to play this game because they don't even deserve to be there. And so, it's for that reason I had Buffalo. I had Buffalo in there. I had Buffalo taking care of business this week. They're not in there. But back to this week, you know what I'm saying? Back to the present. What happened? The Patriots was in there and they played the Broncos. And the Rams was in there and they played the Seahawks. And of course, as you know, what happened, the Seahawks and the Seahawks, the Broncos, Rams, and the Patriots made it. That's what happened. What the fans want to see in the Super Bowl is the Seahawks and the Patriots, with the Seahawks winning. For some reason, there are a lot of Seahawks fans all of a sudden. I can tell you in the matchup of these 4 teams, neither one of them was there last year, but it's still intriguing because between the 4 of them, there are 12 Super Bowl wins. There are 9 on the AFC side, and there are 3 on the NFC side. Seattle actually won with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, definitely the best quarterback in Seattle Seahawks history. Should have had 2, probably should have ran the ball in that last play, but, you put it in Russ' hands and he makes magic. So, as you can see, everybody likes the fans, the momentum, everything says the Seahawks will win. If Seattle wins, this will definitely be a devastating end of the year for me personally. But that's weeks ahead, and that goes to what will happen with what I think will happen. I think the Patriots will take care of business thanks to the gambling gods getting Bo Nix out of there. I don't think Stidham will have enough. Broncos already don't cover spreads with Bo Nix up the quarterback, and I don't see them winning this game against the Patriots. Patriots look like the Indiana of the NFL. Don't have true stars, but they have great defenders out there. So that should be interesting. They have guys, Travion Henderson, Drake May. They got all the usual suspects they have. bad. But on that defensive side, they got Milton Williams. They got Milton Williams out there. Milton Williams been doing his thing, and then with the rest of those guys, with Gonzalez and Jones out there, they've been doing their thing. You got the vet Carlton Davis out there. Jalen Hawkins leads them in interceptions, and I think that the Rams will definitely take care of business against Seattle, even though they underdogs. Take that on the plus money. We've been pretty good with plus money these last couple of years. I'm thinking that's going to happen. Now that this is the only guy with experience, Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford spent way too many years in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? He spent too much time out there, and he's hoping to get it back. He's hoping to get those W's back. He's hoping to get those Super Bowls back. McVay, this is his third Super Bowl in 7 years. He's 1-1, looking to get on that bright side at 500. The Rams, that D out there, they got them guys from last year with Fitz and Turner and Young and them. I mean, Young is 12 sacks, you know what I'm saying? They get after the quarterback. I think this is the only team on all levels that get after the quarterback, and everybody in their secondary has picks, including the ones the big pick from Cameron Curl last week against the team that they against the Niners. They actually have everybody has an interception. Forbes is also comes off as a nickel, and he has 3. Curl has a couple. Kitson has a couple. The vet Lake has 1. Durant leads them with 3, and I think they're gonna be ready to go. I think Stafford, the back is ready. Adams is ready. Kyrie Williams, I mean, he's good to go. Seahawks on the other side, they got a pretty good D themselves. They're actually the best D out here right now, but probably has the worst quarterback. As you know, Donald threw for less than 150 yards last week. They had a two-headed monster. Sharp and they will be out, so they're gonna rely on Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker had 3 big touchdowns last week. I don't see that same production being duplicated. They have DeMarcus Lawrence out there who leads their team with Byron Murphy and Lyndon Williams. They're great up front on the back end. Not a lot of picks, but they do have some good D out there with Julian Love and Devin Witherspoon everywhere. And then also at the linebacker they got Nwosu, and then of course Kobe Bryant will be back there. One of the famous names. He'll be back there out there playing that D for those guys. And to finish it off, we're going to go into parlays. We're going to go right to the parlays, and we're going to see what happened this week, this coming week. And then we got some futures going on. We got 2 parlays here. We got Patriots with the spread, and we got the Rams on the money line, and we just mixed them all in. We got the over in both games. That's what I like. I like the over in both games. My man from the streets over here, my man from the streets also, he likes the Patriots and the Rams. Because you can't even really see, but he also likes the Patriots and the Rams. He likes the under in both games. And for the Super Bowl, he says if these 2 teams make the Super Bowl, if it's anything over 50, take the under. But if it's not under 50, anything over 50, take the under. Anything under 50, take the over. So here we go, back to my second parlay, which will feature the Patriots on the money line instead of the spread. Pretty much the same. And then, of course, we went with the Rams on the money line. And then we went on ahead and did the unders just in case. We want to get at least 1 or 2 of those. We want to get 1 or 2 of those out the way and at least do something. I think in the end, the Rams will get over the Patriots. The Patriots have a young team, a decent coach. Like I said, they're the Indiana college. No great stars, but they do have Stephon Diggs out there. They have a good 2-headed running game with Stevenson and the young guy Trevion Henderson that has emerged on the defensive end. They got Milton Williams, man. One's just fresh off a Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? He's looking to get another one. Christian Barmore out there, you know what I'm saying? Landry, Spillane out there, some old vets on the defensive end, Marcus Jones and them. They're gonna be good, you know what I'm saying? The Broncos come, the Broncos coming back. I got into them already, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into what the Broncos doing because I never got into them. They got Greenlaw, they got Bonito out there. Bonito had 14 sacks out there. They got Surtain ain't had no picks, but the D, they flying out there. He don't see too many passes, Finger and Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen back from last year with Myers, who one of the leaders in sacks on that team as to go along with Cooper. So yeah, both teams got D. All these teams got D. That's the one consistent. All these teams got D. All these teams had decent running games. and all these teams have question marks at quarterback except for one. So we're gonna see. And when in doubt, you go with the best quarterback on the board, which is what I did right there. Like I said, I got the Rams in the over in the Super Bowl. This is our last podcast. I'd like to thank everybody, that participated. I'd like to thank the fans. We'd like to thank the likes. We'd like to thank the comments. I'd like to thank my man from the streets who put it in heavy for us this year. We like to thank, my man from around the block, you know what I'm saying? We like to thank Holmes from around the corner out there that, was putting a bug in my head. We like to thank Slim from DC Slim from California, you know what I'm saying? Giving us that inside info. And it was a pretty decent season, like I said. We on the road to 40. I'm thinking about that 40 till we get them. You know what I'm saying? As long as we keep it over 10, you know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to win every week, every year, you know what I'm saying? Hood money going to come to you. We are also thinking about, Hood Money college basketball edition. So look out for that, you know what I'm saying? We're working on that. It's in the making for future references. But for right now, you know what I'm saying? Put it in for your parlays, you know what I'm saying? Get that ready. This should be your biggest bet of the year because it's the last games, and hopefully, I can help you put it together, get that cash, or put in your stash, to build it up, and 1, 2, 3 Hood Money. Let's get that money.